Okay. Is anyone on yet? Good morning. I'm not sure who's on Facebook, but good morning. Just waiting for Instagram to come on, and then I will start. Good morning. How are you? Let me turn my music down a tiny bit. Okay, I'm just waiting a few more seconds for a few more people to join us, both on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm on my computer and my phone for Facebook and Instagram. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. Where are you joining in from? Chicago. How's the weather out there? My dad's in Michigan, and he said it was snowing like 2 days ago. It's so crazy. I'm in Orange County, and it is hot. Very, very hot. Hello, sister. Okay. So now I have Instagram people, and I lost Facebook people. So funny. It was snowing. See, it was snowing there too. That's crazy. Like, it was, I think, like 80 degrees here yesterday. And then my sister, she's in Vegas, and she said it was, what, 90 you said, Nisha? That's some weather. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this party started. So welcome to Dissecting Daily Devotionals. Today we are going over one of my favorites, and I just felt it was needed to go over this verse. So I will get started. So we are going to read. He says, "I'm jelly." Oh, it's gloomy out here. I bet. It's hot, but we can't get in the pool or the beach, so it's kind of horrible right now. We're just hot. Okay, so we are reading Genesis 1:27. And I'm reading out of the NLT, and it says, "So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them." So I always say when God uses, or anyone in the Bible for that matter, when they use a word more than once in the same sentence, it's one of those things where it's like, look here, pay attention to this thing. Hi, Jennifer. Good morning. So he used the word created 3 times, and I think each time he probably, and obviously I don't know this, but I'm thinking he used it for each one of them, for Jesus, or for God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So he said he created them because they're all 3 in one. So I think he used created 3 times to represent the 3 of them. So what stood out to me in this verse, it says, "So God created human beings in his own image." So we are made in God's image. We're not made in our own image. I love that when the word is used more than once. Yeah, exactly. When it's used more than once, it's like, look, pay attention. Like, listen up, one of those kind of things. So he created in his own image. So we are in the image of God. We're in the image of Christ. We're not in the image of man. So because we are in his image, we need to look to God when there's something wrong with us. We need to look to the Creator when there's something wrong, not to someone else. So perfect example is if you had, I don't know, a Nintendo, some type of video game. If you had a Nintendo, you wouldn't call, I guess, PlayStation, and I don't know if they're the same company. I don't play video games. But if you had a Nintendo, you wouldn't call like Xbox or a PlayStation, whatever is like a different brand. You wouldn't call them to look at your phone, look at your gaming thing. You wouldn't call them at all. You would call the person that created it. So we as humans, when there's something wrong with us, oftentimes we look at someone else to tell us what's wrong with us. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with like a therapist or anything like that. I mean just regular schmegular everyday people, like the regular naysayers. We look to others for our identity instead of looking to him for our identity. Our identity isn't in each other, it's in him. So when we have a problem, we have to stop going to each other, and we need to go to the creator. So the creator is the only one that can fix something that's broke because they're the creator of it. So like if you created something and it broke, I can only come to you because you are the one that created it. You are the one that made it to be, made it happen. So good morning, Ava. So I can't, I'm not supposed to go to someone else because they didn't create it. And that's what we do as humans often. We go to someone else to tell us who we are. We go to someone else to tell us what we're worth or who we're worth. We go to someone else to tell us what we should be doing, what looks good in their eyes. And that's just not how we're supposed to do it. We're supposed to go to God. We're supposed to look to him to see how we're supposed to be created, what we're supposed to be doing, and why we're supposed to be doing it. So I'm just speaking for myself because I'm guilty of all of this. We have to stop going to other people to look to tell us who we are in God. We need to go to God because he is our creator. So no more going to other sources to figure out what's wrong with us. So then my next thing that I got out of this is we are created in the image of God. So for those that are just joining, we're just dissecting Genesis 1:27. So girl, you're making me reevaluate my whole way of thinking. Love this. I'm glad. Amen. That's all God, not me. I'm just telling what he told me to say. So in the image of God, he created us. So we know that God is perfect. We know that God is great. We know that God is grand. We know that God is excellent. We know that God is he's all of these things. So if we are created in his image, that means we are these things too. Now, no, we're not perfect, but we're created in his image. So if God created us, because we know God can't do any wrong, right? Like name one thing he's created and been like, oh, my bad, I messed up on that. Let me throw it away. Nothing, right? So if we know that God doesn't make mistakes, what makes you think that you're a mistake? Whatever you're going through, whatever God put on your heart, whatever that disability, whatever that thing is that's hindering you, God did it on purpose. God did this because he has a purpose for that one thing that he has on you. And we just have to understand that we're created in his image. So he is perfect. So we are created like him, if that makes sense. And I know I keep saying the same things, but I just want to drill it into you guys that it is God who we are supposed to look to. It is God who we're supposed to take our identity from. So when we are bashing ourselves like, oh, I'm too fat, or I'm too this, or I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, I'm not this, we have to understand that we are basically disrespecting God in a sense because he created us and he's perfect and he created us to be this excellent thing for us because we are all different. We are all a different fingerprint. Even twins have different fingerprints, or even I guess everyone's ears are different too. But we are all created differently. So I can't look to you, and obviously there's no one here, but I can't look to someone and say like, oh, well, because my hair is not like hers, I'm not as good. Because my skin color isn't her skin color, I'm not as good. Because I'm not as skinny as her, I'm not as good. That isn't how God created you. God created you for a specific purpose, for a specific thing. So we can't look to the person next to us or compare ourselves to people on TV or on Instagram or wherever we're getting this comparison thing from. We're not supposed to do that because God created us perfectly, individually, and uniquely in our own. So I'm going to read it one more time. It says, so God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So let me make sure I went over all my notes. Okay, I'm pretty much done. Okay, so Yes, we are to look to God for our identity just because He was the creator of our identity. So no more looking to anyone else. In life, because God is the one that created us, He was the one that put a little bit of this, a little bit of that to form us. So we are to do what He sent us out to do. So if He sent you to talk to women, then that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to obey what He said because He is the creator. When you make something, it's supposed to do what you create it to do. Thinking of, let's just say you're making a birdhouse, right? So you put all the sticks together and you make the birdhouse. It's not going to turn around and then fly and be a dog or be a skunk. It can't do that because you created it to be a birdhouse. So that's what we have to do. God created you to be a you, whatever that looks like for you, just like He created me to be me, whatever that looks like for me. So I like this verse so much just because it is the basics of what my whole authentic culture is about, which is your identity. Once you know your identity in God, you know your purpose. Once you know your purpose, you are then unapologetic in your life. You are then just walking with the Lord the way He needs you to be, and you're obeying Him and you're pleasing Him because you're doing what He created you to do. Okay, I'm done rambling. Does anyone have any questions? Perfectly, uniquely, and individually. Yes, girl. Created in His image to operate according to His purpose. Yes, exactly. That is exactly what we were here for. Let me see if I missed anything else. Girl, you're making me move. Okay. Missed anything? Okay, cool. Okay, are there any questions? Anyone? Anything anyone wants to throw out? And if you guys want me to go over a specific verse, remember, just DM me or leave it in the comment if you have a verse now, and I would be happy to dissect a verse with you, depending on what it is. Me and my sister have this thing where I call it Bible study after dark, where we talk about Leviticus and Revelation. That was really good. Thanks, sissy. Okay, so if there are no more questions, your girl is going to log out. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for being here. And I will be back tomorrow. Or I'll probably be back on later to bother you guys. Thank you and have a great day. Bye, guys.